Good morning. It's weigh-in day today. However, I am trying to shift my focus to other things besides weight because, of course, there are a lot of reasons to be doing this besides just losing some weight. And because my focus has been solely on the weight, that has been a large contributor to many of my past failures. So, in an effort to try to be a little more successful, I am trying to encompass the whole thing. So, I talked about that last week. I'll be talking about that every week, especially because it's still kind of a work in progress for me. So, this week, some things that I noticed that were extremely positive, and I'm really, really happy to report is one, I'm feeling much better about myself, and I am finding less things to feel ashamed about or beat myself up about. I still have a little bit of anger with myself for being in this situation in the first place. So I'm still kind of working on that because I can't change the past. I'm just trying to do this. This is where we are today. Let's move on. So, but that daily negativity is there's much less of that every day. And at first, it was a fight to keep that out, and we're only 2 weeks in, and now I'm finding that it's just becoming less and less a part of my life, and that I really believe is contributing very much to. I just I feel lighter and happier, and I wake up in a better mood and looking forward to things, and so that's that's a huge. Even if I didn't get on the scale or if I didn't get anything, that is such a big improvement to my life. Another thing that I noticed, I have a lot of digestive issues. They usually present as indigestion, loss of appetite. Um, you know, I can fight through that and shove down some Oreos and ice cream, but I really have, I've even struggled in the past, like getting all 1,200 calories in, just because I just have a lot of, I take some medicine for it. I have some, um, it's called functional dyspepsia. I don't have ulcerations anymore, but because of the damage that was done to my nerve endings in my digestive system, sometimes the signals that are being sent to my head apparently are that the ulcerations are still there. And so, even though they're not, I can still have pain saying that they are. So, um, in describing all of that, like I still experience that. I would say at least weekly. It's not every day, um, but yeah, that was something that still was, ever since it happened back in 2015. It's just been part of my life. In the last probably, I would say almost week and a half, I haven't had issues with indigestion, and I've had a couple no appetite things. I actually think I can attribute those more to emotional issues rather than uh, functional things. So I'm curious as to what I could have been eating that was triggering that. So, but since it's not there anymore, I'm enjoying that. It feels good to not have that. And then the other health benefit that I noticed was I have migraines and I get Botox injections for that. My Botox appointment in early May was canceled due to the coronavirus. I believe that physicians that don't have to do emergency things are either getting pulled to do emergency things or just aren't exposing themselves to unnecessary exposure. So my neurologist was canceling non-emergency appointments, and so my Botox injections were considered that. I had been getting a migraine 1 to 2 days a week up until a couple weeks ago. Is it the lowered stress? Is it the diet changes? Could be a little both. So I am going to kind of put that in the list of additional things that I am, additional rewards that I'm getting besides weight loss. So just in the way that I'm feeling, and that's one of the things that my daughter really, really has asked me to focus on is how are you feeling? And I can admit in the past, maybe because I hadn't done some of the other work that I needed to do, I wasn't actually feeling better. I was just eating the things that I was supposed to do. I couldn't say that I was feeling so much better, but now I am. So even no matter what the scale says, this is something that I could continue doing at this point. I am going to weigh in this morning to kind of keep track of what's going on with that. All right, so moment of truth. Here we go. We're going to see where we are this week. So 199.4, it looks like, let it do its calculation. Yep, so we've lost another two and a half pounds. Can I do the math? Is it 2.5, 3.5? So we're still losing weight, and I'm just thrilled with that too. So it's all good. Well, it's day 15, and we're start of a new week. This is week 3, so we're gonna hit the ground running this morning with a spin workout, and I'll be back a little later to tell you what changes we're going to be making and what new goals we have for this week. I just got to tell you, I'm so excited. I got 92 today. So she was asking for 110 to be fair, but remember I told you before that she was like, you got 95? And I was like, 37, wherever I was. So 92 today, and 3 full 1-minute planks. So even the improvement in what I'm able to do is it's just getting better. So I wanted to share. Well, I'm happy about it. So it's prep Sunday. Today I don't have to make a salad because I ran out of salad on I think it was Thursday, and I had to make the salad for dinner. I think that was the day. So the salad's already made, but I have eggs boiling. I'm making my Mexican beef for the mornings that I have my Mexican eggs. And then I ran out of turkey last week, so I've got another turkey breast in the crock pot over here going. So we're just going to get these things kind of lined up and ready to go for the week. That is the system that's working, and so since that's working, we're going to keep that going. I don't love being in the kitchen, and so, especially like with this last week when things kind of got I wasn't feeling good, or when I was having some emotional issues, it would be too easy to just give up on it. And so if things are already pre-prepared, then it just helps me stay on track. I did this hamburger, I think it was last week, or might have been the week before I got this ready for, because this will make 4 mornings worth. So yeah, I think it might have been the week before. Well, anyway, things are going much, much better today, because when I tried making this a couple weeks ago, my husband had to help me open the cans of chilies. He had to help me drain the hamburger. I had some of the spices confused, so he saved me on getting some wrong ingredients in it. And it's not like I can't read, it just has more to do with I'm not careful. I also have to sometimes wear those readers. I call them Granny Googles, and I don't like wearing them. So sometimes it's just I seriously can't even see it. But I haven't started any napkins or towels on fire today, so we are doing really, really well. So I think I'm going to have my meat ready to go, my boiled eggs. I think I've deviled eggs on the list this week. See, look, I can't talk without using my hands. I don't want to be throwing hamburger all over the kitchen. So yeah, we'll just get this stuff all set up. Since I ran out of salad on Thursday, I'm assuming I'm probably going to run out of salad about midweek, so I do have a plan in place for making sure that that gets taken care of as soon as that happens. Hello, I'm here with your day 15 update. As you can see from the daily clips, I've got a whole bunch of really good things that are improved because of doing what I'm doing now. And the weight loss is starting to become a happy second uh, thing that's happening. My daughter will be very, very happy to hear that I'm already starting to shift. I am surprised that after 2 weeks that it's already happening. I wanted it to happen. I expect there's still to be some more work, but I am surprised that I am so happy with how I'm feeling right now that had the scale not had any movement on it, I don't believe I would have been upset about that at this point. I definitely would keep going with doing what I'm doing. um, Also, from the daily clips, you can see that I got my exercise in today. I also got my 10,000 steps in, so all my activity is good. I even played the Wii games. I played the Wii Sports and Wii Fit for a little while. I'm having a lot of fun with that, so that's kind of just become a fun thing to do in the middle of the day. I also did my Sunday prep, so I've got myself set up to stick to the diet plan this week. I'm going to be changing from the induction phase into phase 2 of the plan. Now, the book suggested that you stay on the induction phase until you're within 15 pounds of your goal weight and then switch. The reason that I'm choosing to switch now is because of the type and intensity of exercise that I'm doing. I do want my strength and endurance to improve. Health health really is my number one goal. I want weight loss, but I want to be healthy. So just shooting for that ketone burn and getting big numbers every week is not my goal. My goal is to have overall health, and also at my age and with the history that I have with gaining, losing, I've already got issues with things hanging in places I don't want them hanging. So to lose weight more rapidly than a pound to 2 pounds a week is, I really don't want to do that, even though it would be nice to get it over with. At my age, and I noticed since finishing menopause a couple of years ago, even 1 or 2 pounds a week sometimes is a reach. So it's slowing down to a pace that is, even a half pound a week would be okay with me, as long as I'm getting those improvements in my fitness level, and as long as I'm feeling better, and as long as forward movement is still happening. So that is why, I said something about people not following the plan. I'm technically kind of going a little off plan at this point. They say follow the induction phase for a minimum of 2 weeks. Their suggestion is to follow it until you're within 15 pounds of your goal. Um, but they also did have some information in there about when you're in the induction phase that exercise will be difficult. And I've noticed my legs fatiguing very, very quickly, doing things that normally, even months ago, they wouldn't have fatigued at. So since I really do want to progress with my fitness level, I do believe that I need to start bringing in some other nutrition options. So, with that, it's going to be some changes, not a lot, but I get to bring some other foods back into my diet. Those are going to be nuts and yogurt, cottage cheese, and berries. So now it's not that I can have a big bowl of yogurt with berries in it and cottage cheese on a tomato for lunch. It's still got to be measured. It's still got to be portion controlled, and I still do have to watch my total carb intake for the day. But it is going to be bringing in a few more of those things. And the nuts, I really, really love nuts. Some of the days I've struggled with getting my calories in. Nuts are going to be a good option for a snack those days. I'm with the phase 2. The Atkins plan does allow for bringing back in some low glycemic alcohols, which would be vodka, gin, tequila. Now, me and vodka don't get along at all. I don't metabolize it well. It gives me bad headaches and all sorts of other symptoms that I don't enjoy. And gin, I used to drink gin and tonics a long, long time ago, but I like Bacardi, I like my tequila, and I like my wine. So I can bring alcohol back in, but I'm going to be limited to, if I want to stick with my favorite, tequila would be my option there. However, I am going to opt to not do that until I'm well clear of the cravings. I still have I'm doing much, much better, but I still have moments of, I don't want to slip back into that. So until that becomes not something that I'm just not even thinking about at all, that is when, having a drink socially, I'm doing my video, or something like that is going to be acceptable, and I will stick to a low glycemic option. Wine is going to be way, way off in the future. Let's see. My week 3 goals, let's talk about those. I want to stick with no alcohol all week. I want to keep my same exercise plan going. I want to do cardio at least 4 to 5 days a week, and then I want to do a couple days a week the resistance training, and I'm going to keep my daily step goal at 10,000. I also want to look for 4 new recipes in the Atkins Phase 2 plan. I've talked before that I don't love to cook. I don't mind my diet being repetitive and simple and kind of that clean eating thing. But I can see even my husband's kind of getting a little, he's been very supportive and agreeable. And he just, like if I make the meat and the vegetable, he's just adding in his potato or whatever else he wants. That's going to start to become more monotonous. So to get a little more variety, I think I just need to look up a few more recipes and bring that into my plan. And so my initial goal is to come up with 4 new ones to kind of give a try. And so I also would like to this week, I wrote down my goals. So, I have an outdoor bike, a really, really nice one that, my husband's a very good gift giver. This would have been back in early 2017 when I was really boo-hooing about, I had a knee injury where I tore my meniscus and my ACL in October of 2016. So, I was finally healing and doing better towards spring of 2017. And I wanted to start running again. When I tried to, I was struggling with that. That's around the time that the doctor said that I could have the gel injection. And so we did that, and I didn't have good results from that. I had a bad reaction to it. My whole leg swelled up for weeks. It had to be drained 4 times, I think. It just was a really, really bad thing that happened and took me out for a very long time. I was even on crutches for a while. So running ended up kind of not being an option. So back to I was really boohooing about, what am I going to do? I mentioned the towpath before. We have a very long path here that I just love. I love the trees over it. I love being out there. I love the sound of the gravel as when I was running. It all made me feel really good. And so my husband got me a very, very nice bike that has a wider frame and wider tires to be able to ride in the gravel. And it's got like some shock absorbers in the handlebars. And it's really a great bike. I just have it doesn't have a kickstand, so I have taken it riding a couple times, but it makes it difficult for where do I put it when I'm not on it. So I need to get a hold of a shop or a place that can put a kickstand on it. And I have a TomTom, which is a GPS tracker that I had all set up for all my runs and everything. And that ended up being I wanted to go out. I wanted to take the same route again. I wanted to see if I could beat what I did last time. And the TomTom actually will work on my bike too, and that would be an incentive for me. I just need to set it up on my bike. So a goal for me this week is going to be to start putting some things into place that I can get that bike ready to go, because the weather is beginning to change a little bit. We have a day of snow and terrible weather, but then, next day it's sunshiny and nice. So it's kind of going back and forth, but pretty soon we'll have some more days that I'll be able to do that. So, and then the other goal that I have this week is to order new exercise shoes. I usually have 2 pairs. I have an outdoor pair and an indoor pair. My outdoor pair I wore out good, I would say a year ago. I tend to walk on the outsides of my feet, and so eventually I just break down the soles and I'm sliding off the sides of them. My indoor pair has lasted longer, but I noticed the last couple times that I've been doing some of my CrossFit moves and doing some walking that I'm starting to slide off the sides of them. So I need to get a new pair to give me the support that I need when I'm exercising. So those are my week 3 goals. Those are the diet changes that I'm going to be adding. So we're just going to get going with it and see how this week goes.